So after the amazing reception covering my first video, Are You Scared? Seriously, it was amazing. I cannot thank you all enough for that. I had a lot of you asking about the sequel and wanting it to be covered as well. And in preparation for the sequel, I took a long drink, sat down, worked up the courage, and here we are. That was a bad idea. It's like 12 o'clock right now. How do they do that in movie business meetings all the time? So this is my breakdown of Are You Scared 2. Get yourself a drink, get comfy. It is going to be another long one, but it's worth seeing. I mean, with this being the beloved sequel to that straight-to-DVD Saw clone, it has to be good, right? The first thing I want to say is, why the fuck was this movie not called Are You Scared 2? That just makes so much more sense. Sometimes the name puns can be a little annoying, but it makes sense for the movie. You know, the first one is Are You Scared? So you put out a sequel, Are You Scared 2? It's like it's asking you as the audience member if you're also scared as much as the characters are. It was sitting right there for them, on a platter. Now, from what I've seen online and my understanding, this wasn't actually a sequel written for Are You Scared? Instead, it was a separate independent movie called Geo Hunt, where we follow a group of people hunting down cash boxes for prizes. Lionsgate caught wind of this. They then bought the movie, slapped their name on it, and made it the sequel to Are You Scared? So not only is it not a story sequel to Are You Scared, it wasn't even a sequel to Are You Scared? However, the name says it is, so we're here for it. Now, I will be honest, this took a lot for me to hunt down the movie, put this all together and get out there. I hope you enjoy it and I hope it's worth it. But some parts of the movie, like the only version I can find, it just cuts to black and white and slaps on property of Lionsgate Entertainment at the bottom. So the movie isn't fully in black and white, it should be in colour, but I could not find another version of it, unfortunately. Not only have Lionsgate slapped their name on it, it's in the watermark. They are proud of this movie. Now, this movie did manage to bag Tony Todd. Yeah, Candyman. Don't know how, don't know why, I don't know what kind of persuasion they used to get him for this movie, but he's here. It has a cast of 12, this movie, so it's not big stakes by any means, and even saying 12 is being very generous, because that's going from Tony Todd all the way down to victim number 3 and Hulking Brute, of course. And I also seen that whilst it's got a cast of 12, it has 8 producers. It has almost as much cast as it does producers. This one's going to be wild. Strap in. I'm so going to regret that later today. I've got work tomorrow. We open on a... oh, that drink's hit me. We open up on a lot of creepy, weird imagery here. It's a lot of cutting in film reels, but not cutting the film reels, if that makes sense. They're two separate things here. We get some busty women because of course we do. Just something for you to watch during the credits. I can only think of 2 reasons why she's here. Just 2. The team behind this movie were so small, you think you've got deja vu watching these credits because the same names just keep popping up. I actually had to make sure the movie wasn't paused or just skipping back to the start because these names just keep coming up. We are first seen here in a lab. Well, I think it's a lab. It looks like my old computer room in school, so I could be totally wrong. And we are told the coordinates of its location. Now, I did try and find these because I wanted to know how accurate the movie was. I had a hard time doing it. I am not into ordnance by any means. This is my efforts. And even then, it kept repopulating the number to probably the closer correct digits. If you know where this is, let me know. We then cut over to the most cramped looking bedroom you have ever seen. I mean, it is literally a bedroom. There is fuck all else in here. This is Dallas, the hat-loving man. He is called out of bed to a video call, which sounds more like a washing machine being finished than a Skype call, if you know what I mean. Mike is wishing Dallas luck in a really passive-aggressive way while he goes out on the venture for these caches to find extra money and win the big prize.
I just wanted to wish you good luck on your big outing.
Somebody a little nervous?
No, why would I be nervous? I mean, it's not like you're going to break the record, right?
Mike is equally putting him down, but also having the attitude of if it goes well, let me know, because I want to be part of this.
I'll be watching to see if you find anything worth my time.
We cut to Team DNA. This is comprised of Dallas and Andy.
This is Team DNA. Signing off.
This is their group for hunting down these caches, and they've got an online presence about them. We then have a montage of them, their website. Mike starts playing through the Fire and Flames on his keyboard. Team DNA are farting out the window here.
Oh, I farted.
So it's one of those montages where a lot's happening, but really nothing is happening. You skip forward, you're missing nothing. We also just cut to this woman here, and I'm not going to lie, I had to rewind it a couple of times because she's wearing the same colour red as her pillows are made out of. The first time I seen her, I thought she had to go ring a bell tower for a second, but no, it's a pillow, it's not just all her. And she is going on to that famous website we all know, Ultimate Doom. to see if she's going to accept the challenge or not. From her, we now cut to a satellite in space. What the fuck is going on? Like, get into it please. What is happening with this geo hunt? We get some creepy glitch guy and then this woman just running through the woods. She looks injured, like something has happened to her, but again, other than the actual injury itself, she's so clean. Just like the first movie, they're so clean here. She stumbles on a barn, we're looking around with her until someone surprise attacks her from the back.
You don't have to do this. Please. Please don't.
Turns out they've not killed her, but she is getting dragged away, and she will be somewhat relevant later. Side characters aside, let's get back to Team DNA and what they're all about.
I farted.
They are navigating a scrapyard whilst equally making all of the goddamn noise. You try to be sneaky or not, like it's hard to tell at this point. Like, just take a minute. What is the point in these gestures here? Number one, you're making a racket. But number two, you're 6 feet away from each other. You could whisper, they're going to hear you, and it will be quieter than jumping on a bonnet. They just keep stealthing about until they find that bonnet and X marks the spot pirate style. They get the briefcase and suddenly a dog appears. Kind of. We hear it, and we definitely know it's there, but we get the first person angle on the dog itself. It was a choice. That's all I can say on that. I mean, this dog is no match for Dallas though. I mean, he is bouncing off cars and leaping across all these roofs. Whereas the girl is gone. She just took a different route and seems to have the easy path. Don't know. Now, because it's that first person angle of the dog, it now seems fucking huge. Like, that dog, walking and running, is able to look in the windows of the cars based on its height. It's fucking massive. I'm expecting a horse to roll around. Never mind, it's a normal dog, it's a wee dog. Smaller than even the first shot was. Dallas hops the fence, Reese is there waiting for her, they have a wee reunion kiss. It's very sweet. First cash down, let's move on to the next ones. We learn that they have a lot of followers here, like 10,000 followers.
How many subscriptions do we have now? Almost 10,000, buddy. People can't get enough of us.
Fuck off. How? How have you managed to accumulate 10,000 followers? Me sitting down doing this now, I'm floating around the 900s at this point. I mean, I can't do parkour to save my life, but fucking 10,000.
Signing off.
They lock in the next coordinates and these men share the most enthusiastic high five you've ever seen on cinema.
What?
The case they've got has only been found twice before and they need to like re-hide it, so that's also part of the game. And they suggest Reese's pants.
And we gotta hide this somewhere impossible.
No, why don't we try Reese's pants? We all know no one's ever been able to crack that code.
Like, that's such an unnecessary dig at her, especially coming from this mad shagger.
What?
The other gal here, Ted, and she is planning ahead. She is thinking mimosas, massages, just living the high life in 2 days' time.
Mimosas and massages in 2 days.
Which, I'll be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Whereas Reese, on the other hand, she thought this whole journey would be more scenic for her, you know, not running through scrapyards.
Oh, when I agreed to come on this trip, I thought we'd be seeing the country.
But she's going to put in the time and just dream of those mimosas. She gets talked around and she sounds so excited for the beach.
You and I will be on the beach for 2 weeks straight. Beaches. You always know my soft spot.
Kind of. A little. It sounds like she knows what a beach is.
Beaches.
The boys are waiting on the next cache and we see that it's on Ultimate Doom.
Ultimate Doom?
What a title. Doom, 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 doom.
So was that like Quasimodo Girl in Red already ahead of them to have access to this? I'm not sure. They don't explain it. These guys are live streaming their entire journey to their massive, massive audience. We see like 3 of them.
We're making history here.
The guys are hyped for the cash though. Like, what could be better than this? The chase, the money, the mimosas. It's all going to come up roses for them in the end. Like, so much hype that our lover in the back here, yeah, he struggles with his lines. He is so excited, he just can't speak.
Action, mystery, suspense, and the entire world is watching at the edge of their seat.
Look in his eyes when it happens. You can clearly see he knows he fucked up, and he's got that look of like, fuck, I hope nobody realizes except me that that just happened.
Action, mystery, suspense, and the entire world is watching at the edge of their seat.
Yeah, you mean it.
We know Andy, we all seen it. We now cut to Tony Todd from his amazing setup. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. But is he like a music producer or like a streamer? It's hard to tell what the setup's inspired by. And we hear that iconic voice for the first time.
You've had your chance.
It's a bit gruff, isn't it? It's a bit hard to make out. And we are jumping back over to the streamers, so the movie's giving you a taste of everything right now.
Ah, the fans at home don't want to see that.
Cut back, and it looks like this movie is about to get sexy.
Like what you see? You want to see more?
Now look, I know it's an older movie, but I mean, I'm just going to see if it works. This is for science, I'm curious.
Want to play a game with me?
The number you have called is not open.
Bastard. That'll do. Tony's watching one of the girls on the monitors just searching for something. We don't quite know what yet. And he flips over that sand timer. You think with the setup he's got, he would have a clock, or at least a timer of some kind. But no, this guy is dated. He is going with sand timers. Time is ticking down for her, the sands are falling, and she finds a revolver. And then just breaks down immediately. I mean, it's a high pressure situation, granted. But come on, you were starting to make progress. The phone beeping intensifies and Mr. Todd here is waiting to see the results. Now this shot is dark. I had to watch it a few times to see what the fuck was happening. So somebody does hit her in this scene and she falls over, but because it's so dark, you can't see the other person, and it looks like she just walks into an invisible wall. In either case, she's down for the count and dragged off into the abyss. We cut back to one of the viewers, otherwise known as YouTube at Males, with a Z, because he's cool like that, and this guy is donating 100,000. Rice, that's a lot of money. YouTube is good for it. Now we cut over to outside and we see that there's a turtle catching up to the gang. For reason. Is this a golf course they've driven into? Because it looks so barren but also well kept. Oh no, never mind. There's giraffes and like elk. Like, it's so clear they've stolen the footage from like nature shows.
Welcome to the great outdoors, baby cakes.
The gang here are going to set up base while they go look for the geocaches.
Whatever, but I'm not sleeping in a tent again tonight.
Is that a visual gag movie? This is like the first attempt at like actual comedy. What is that doing in this movie? It's not often. It feels really out of place, but I can appreciate the effort.
We're making history here.
And you just need to ask yourself, has Dallas ever seen a tent before? I struggle with them. The pegs and the poles can be a pain in the arse, but I at least know you don't go inside the tent to make it. He asks for pliers and Reese gives him these.
Can you hand me the pliers?
No, ugh, I'll get it.
The man's just such an asshole. He really is a dick. Mate, you were the one trying to build it from the inside, like you're in a fucking sleeping bag. She shows off her big boss energy and pops this tent up in no time.
Watch.
Oh, be my guest. This is gonna be good.
This thing goes in this thing. And... presto!
It looks like she popped his tent as well, looking in his eyes, if you know what I mean. We catch up with Taryn and Andy as they just set off to go and blind themselves by the sun. They have a couple's quarrel. She wants to move in and start progressing in the relationship, and he's just having none of it.
Can't we just enjoy this moment and not talk about moving in together?
No.
For a moment, she talks him round a little bit by this scene's end.
I love you.
Whatever.
Hey.
Love you too.
It was weirdly out of place. Like, she wants to move in, he just wants to watch the sunset. You know how it goes.
You know the sun sets every day.
Now we cut back to Tony Todd. Now, we don't actually at any point in this movie have anyone say his name. Based on the email we seen earlier, but Operator 666, it might be Operator. The credits list him as Controller, but neither is mentioned. From this point forward, let's just call him Operator. It makes it a little bit easier than Tony Todd every time. Now we cut back to the Operator, and how the hell does he have a camera here? It's more of that camera angle can't exist as an actual camera in the universe sort of thing. It happens a hell of a lot in this movie, like so much. I'm not going to call it out every time. it's about half the movie. We see the operator watching some kind of monster thing on the television. I'll be honest, I couldn't work out exactly what this is supposed to be. You know, I went back a couple times and it's too vague. But we move along anyway to the girl from earlier. She has now been strapped down and been like prepared for torture. The operator is like sound mixing or something. I don't know, he's pressing a lot of dials, not much seems to be happening. The torturer is definitely doing something to her. Like there's a lot of blood and we can see shit going down, but she does not sound too bothered by it. At all. And then we get the money shot. Well, I say money shot, but really it's kind of like when you find a scrunched up fiver in the jeans that have already went through the wash. Like, technically, yes, it's still worth a fiver, but it really shouldn't be at this point. Cut over to a far too close shot of the operator just enjoying the show, and then the girl's dead. We don't get clarity. She's gone, I believe. We cut back to Team DNA out in their empty safari. The girls are invested in the search, but the guys are just bigging it up so much more.
Wow. What got you inspired?
Yeah, look at you.
And then we just jump back to the operator. There's a good bit of just kind of jumping back and forth in this movie. And he's just chilling with his turtle. Like, is that the turtle from earlier? We don't know. He just has one. Anyway, he is saying some mad shit to this turtle.
The turtle, Timothy. History. Global.
Mate, it is a turtle. I feel like your expectations for it are a little bit too high.
Adaptable. Nomadic. Automatic GPS.
It's getting a little bit weird now, man. Like, you need to stop. Cut to our quartet just hiking through the woods here. The guys just run off and the girls stay for girl talk.
So what's the deal with you and Drew? Are you gonna get married or what? Girl, I can't even get him to move in with me.
But uh-oh, the operator is watching from his station. Somehow, I'm not sure how he's got a camera there. He's watching. The girls just keep talking about having kids and settling down before setting off.
You guys could get married and have big brain babies.
The movie early on put a big focus on these people having a long-term relationship. I mean, it is a horror, so we know it might not be the case, but it's weird that a lot of the dialogue's around that.
I know, but if you want something in this world, sometimes you just have to take it.
We get a camera glitch transition here for some reason, and the gang are excited to have stumbled across something.
You guys even see this?
Now, I am not going to lie, I was genuinely excited to see what the reveal was, because we don't get to see it straight away, we see their reaction to it.
Are you guys kidding me? This is so awesome.
Are you ready to see what the excitement's all about? Here you go. Sorry, but I'm from Scotland, as you can probably tell, and that just looks like almost every field we have. There's a rune structure in almost all of them. I think it's legal here. They need to have one. The gang take a photo, well, definitely, standing out in front of it. Dallas looks a bit scared when taking the photo, like he's seen something.
2. Yeah, sorry.
And I went back and replayed this bit a couple of times. Nothing on screen indicates what he's seen to be afraid of. So I don't know whether they've cut it, or it's just a weird addition, because it makes you think you've missed something. You haven't. That's what it is. The operator is tuning into his infinite cameras and rallying the troops.
They're almost here. Get into position.
The gang's getting close, the operator is getting ready. We cut to one of his henchmen just playing with a scythe and bath and blood and bodies and loads of bees. The gang push on, they enter the building, and you know what I genuinely hadn't noticed until this point in the movie? See when it cuts to like the perspective of Team DNA filming the rest of themselves? The camera quality is significantly better. Like, it's got that line shit across it, so they've made it look worse. But the actual quality is so much better than the movie quality. How? How is that possible? You would think it would be the other way around, like any other movie. It is the literal reverse.
We're making history here.
Now we learn that Team DNA are under new management.
Here we are with Team DNA. I mean, Team Rabid Beaver
badger.
We're all hyped for this final cache. It is going to be record-breaking.
We're at the site of our final cache, which will break the record.
I'm invested. At this point, you want the gang to come out on top. Minus Dallas a little bit. Like, he's a bit of a dick, so give him less of a share.
Baby cakes?
They start planning out the building, and we learn it's a few stories high, and Reese is just not up for carrying her bag up the stairs.
There's no way I'm carrying this up the stairs. Are you sure? Yeah.
Women, you have carried it across a safari and walked for fucking ages with it, and like a couple flights of stairs is a problem? I don't see it ending well for you. Our man gets a little bit too excited talking to the girls though.
Hey girls, why don't you give a little hello to your fans back home?
Hi.
And then we get a 3D model of the building, which is definitely not the same building we've seen outside. I mean, it is in the movie, but tell me these are the same. It looks like something that we had to draw and craft and design whenever we're planning projects. Our operator here is watching all corners for these people, like he's not wanting to miss a beat. The gang are making their way through before Reese splits off. And then Reese, and I do not say this lightly, makes Dallas absolutely shit a lung.
I'm right here.
Best acting we've seen all movie. The operator's just finishing up his gardening while watching the gang. Like, I don't know what he gets up to in this little room. He just keeps cutting to weird shit, but he's always watching the monitors. Just like the first movie, we have got trackers yet again. Like, the effects are so horrific, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I think it cannot get worse, the movie surprises me. I appreciate that. Thank you for keeping my expectations under the ground. But uh-oh, the gang's tracked. Someone is lurking around. The room they get into is like a wildlife reserve room. You know, there's a lot of records in here, and fuck me, someone's left a window open, because that wind and audio is just horrific.
Is there HQ?
Yeah, figured that out.
They find the case, and then holy jump scare. We get some action. Taryn just has one question on her mind though. Whose arm is this? Who done this? You know, who was that person? No.
I have to know if it's real.
You are a psycho, Taryn. That's all I'm saying.
You guys, it's real. It's real.
Oh, you meant the money. Okay, never mind. You're all good. The gang are so hyped for the money.
We finally hit the jackpot.
And Reese is rightfully concerned. There's a fucking arm attached to it.
You out of your mind? Doesn't it bother you that somebody died holding the tape?
The boys have a very weird way to rationalise this.
It's just an arm. Besides, people die every day.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I do feel it's a little taboo to find a limb attached to the money. Just a little. Reese tries to confide in Taryn, but she is just still living up those sweet, sweet mimosa dreams.
This is a really bad idea. I agree, sweetheart, but there is no way that is real. It's gotta be part of the game.
I mean, at least she doesn't sound insane like the boys. She just thinks it's fake for the game purposes, and that alone. The operator is back and just grumbling away.
You've had your chance.
And a timer has been set. We don't quite know what for, what the countdown is going to imply. But it can't be good, right? Team DNA find out that the detached arm is holding some kind of device. Dallas says some tech jargon, which I don't fully understand.
Some sort of modified unit. Blue dots, red dots. This thing must be broken.
It might make sense, it might be nonsense, but it is a little hard to hear. All you need to know is it's broken. They find a note as well with it, and I, for the life of me, could not work this out. I don't think it's possible to work out this letter. The best I got was PUM, space, and E. I might be wrong even with that. Reese wants to leave, and this is the first time we've actually even heard Andy's name in the movie.
Andrew, come on. We gotta get out of here, you guys. Come on.
The operator is taking things up a notch.
Everybody take a deep breath.
He does just kind of sound like one of those guys at fun fairs, doesn't he? You know, the guys on the mic that just get everyone hyped?
Everybody take a deep breath.
The gang freak out. We see gas is getting pumped into the room. The lighting is also changing constantly, but I don't think that's the operator's doing. That might just be the movie. And the gang all eventually pass out. Kind of. They're still awake, aren't they? The operator needs to make a quick phone call, and hold up, look at his phone. This man is still doing one of those ring dial phones. Like, look at the man's setup. This guy could stream, produce music. I still don't quite know what that full board is for. But in either case, why has he got a phone like this? It makes no sense. This was 2009, people. The iPhone 3GS was out. Why did the movie do this? Little Timothy is afraid of his stare, which I fully understand. Like, I'm with Timothy in this. So far, I'm rooting for Timothy more than anybody else. And then eventually, a crew wanders in to take away these half-unconscious bodies. We see the operator is online, I think. Like, the way the movie's shot, it looks like he's on the computer, but it can't be him at the same time. Because it's somebody sending money to him. It doesn't quite make sense. He's getting another 100k. Like, piss off. That is literally my mortgage. I should really get into geo-hunting.
What?
And then Tony Todd just seems to contemplate his life choices for being in this movie. I feel you, man. Now, cut back to Team DNA. They've been split up. Girls and boys, they're in their own locker rooms here, and they don't have a clue what the hell is going on. Dallas has it in his head that they're on some kind of reality show, which, again...
They put us on a reality TV show, and I didn't even sign a contract. Somebody's getting sued for this.
It would be a very weird reality show if that's the case, because there's actually been no mention of reality show before this point, and none after. It's not like in Are You Scared 1 where they eventually thought it was a reality show and it did exist in the universe. Here, Dallas just throws it out there. Andy, on the other hand, he has his priorities in check.
We need to find the girls.
The gang start banging on the doors, kind of. We can kind of hear it. Like, that should be louder, 100%. They can see each other through the windows before the operator puts on the TVs in their rooms.
Come in, conclude. Welcome, contestants.
And this is where we get a lot of the setup and operator's intentions going forward. He welcomes them to the game. You know, Andy looks concerned, but Dallas does not want to miss a thing. Like, he is hooked in. He kinda still thinks it's a joke, but he still doesn't want to miss a detail.
I don't want to miss any clues.
So the operator just starts breaking this whole thing down.
Given a GPS transmitter, allowing you to see all the other participants in the game.
They all get given a GPS tracker where they can see not only themselves, but they can also see the people hunting them. I like that angle, not gonna lie. It's quite interesting that it's not just them on the run, but they can see the enemies as well. We're following the blue team, the enemies are the red team. Pretty straightforward, it's what you would expect. The girls are terrified, you can tell by the shaky cam, or the camera operator was trying to pinch off a sneeze. It's hard to really tell what's intentional in this movie. So the gang have 5 minutes to come up with a plan and escape. You know, the operator's not going to set his posse out on them just yet. He gives them a little bit of a head start, but really, the operator can see everything, so the head start's kind of all for nothing. How will it play out though? Does that 5-minute head start make all the difference? Let's find out. We see they've all got trackers on their ankles, but wait a minute. Earlier, just before they've woken up, they were also being tracked on GPS, so there's no explanation how that was being tracked. Operator flips over his timer and the time has begun, so I'm guessing that's like a 5-minute timer for everybody. The doors swing open, Andy just falls back in with Taryn, and Dallas gets assaulted, as he rightfully should. He is a dick. The gang start packing the bags. You know, they're looking for the money they've found and they're looking to get the next batch of money. And then we cut over to this creep and some really weird imagery. Like, he's hanging bras on a deer head to dry. I don't quite know, I'll be honest, it's just pretty fucked. Like, he is mental.
I didn't want you to hurt anymore.
See what I mean? Properly mental. Got to admit though, he has a big heart.
I'm sorry, baby. We don't belong here.
We very briefly see the operator packing up a case full of Benjamins before like heading off somewhere. We don't know where just yet. We cut back to the gang and they are now trying to take off their trackers. They're still within that 5-minute window and Dallas just decides to continue being a dick.
What about your laptop? Have you tried to contact anybody?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yes.
I hate you, Dallas. I hope you know that. The gang finally set off looking for an exit. They need to keep moving, heading towards that exit, and we see it kind of looking like VR from Metal Gear Solid style, and the exit is just around the corner. More shifty figures are lurking behind them, but uh-oh, exit's blocked.
What the fuck is going on?
The operator is then flashing like all exits on the GPS. That's what it looks like anyway. It looks like he's controlling it and just flashing them all on screen. What is this technology? It's never explained. We just accept they have a GPS. Although the whole structure just looks like a hamster's paradise. It really does. That's a dream cage right there. The lights shut off. Reese is freaked.
Why'd the lights go out? Don't worry, babe. It's just an old building.
We see one of the red dots just no-clipping through one of the walls. Reese keeps freaking. The dots keep on closing in. It is getting fucking tense. Finally, the gang split up and Team Red catch their first prey with Reese. The hulking brute is finally here. The rest of our gang just fucking retreat. They cannot do anything against him. Only 3 of them have made it back. They lost a piece of their gang. Reese's piece. Dallas goes into shock, like so much is happening right now. It is all getting tense. Andy is trying to hold the door solo. The hulking brute has got his arm in with an axe. Like, he should be swinging at Andy, but thankfully he's not. Terran is freaking out at Dallas, not helping with the door, trying to freak him out this like shock that he's in at the moment. Dallas comes to eventually and just immediately goes into planning a route, so they dip hard.
1, 2, 3.
With Andy disappeared, the hulking brute decides to shining the door, and then he fucking halves it, and then he really doesn't know how doors work. Like, he struggles with doors. Whatever works for you, man, like the end goal's the same, you got through it. Cut back to the bra washing creep from earlier, and he has Reese. He just wants the best for her.
Don't you worry your sweet little head about that.
Creep whips out a knife and decides to let Reese go. Like, he is really conflicted, and I think that's one of the best parts of the movie. He keeps going between the two emotions. You do not know how the scene's going to play out. Anyway, he goes to free Reese, cut the ropes, and this is where she panics more than ever. We cut back to the operator just briefly to emphasise that he is watching the creep and like overseeing all this. So the creep continues to be conflicted, catches back up to Reese and takes the kill shot. He can't let her go. He needs to do it. But even in her dying moments, he's still complimenting her.
I just couldn't watch it die.
Look at her reaction though. I fucking cracked up at this moment. So he is complimenting her and killing her at the same time. She's giving nothing. She's just stone facing him. And then she gives this look.
You're so pretty. Just like my mom.
That kind of like, the fuck did you say, man, sort of look. It comes out of nowhere. Cut back to the triumphant trio and they are still outrunning the hulking brute. This man really does struggle with doors, doesn't he? He doesn't know how to use them at all. They run upstairs, but wait a minute. I'm sure Dallas earlier said they had to go downstairs for this plan.
I have it! Down 2 flights of stairs, then... and through the main hall, and that should take us to the entrance.
He has now led them up like 3 flights of stairs. I have no idea what his plan is. Our man Andy here finds a bin with like some loose paper and a couple of pipes and throws that down the stairs to stop him. This man walking through walls. I really don't think this is the roadblock you think it is, Andy. Appreciate the effort though. Well done. Cut back over to the operator and he seems to be presenting something. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he looks damn proud of it. He gets on the scented candles, gets a lovely big glass of wine and ready for a duvet day watching Reese. And he's drinking down a glass of Jesus.
Jesus in a wine glass.
The operator hits out with some weird things in this movie. You'll come to learn. We see Reese is tied up. Someone is coming at her with a knife. There is absolutely no need for this ass shot. Like, I'm not complaining, but think about that for a moment. He's coming at her with a knife. Is she trying to escape or just flashing her ass? Like, the best I can take away from this is she is just hoping her cake is too good to cut. Do you know what I mean? Hopping on back over to the trio and they are confused. There's no exit, probably because the plan was to go downstairs and you've done the literal opposite. Andy is here for a fight.
Going out without a fight, which way?
And the guys scuffle for some reason. I'm not sure why Dallas got like offended by him here. Andy is trying his best. Andy volunteers to stay back and fight off the brute while the other 2 escape.
I'll stay behind and slow him down.
Andy, you are the top man. We are Team Andy, the rest of this. Whilst Andy is fighting off the brute, unfortunately we don't get to see it. It's got that kind of amazing Spider-Man 2 finale where just before they clash it cuts away. What it cuts to though is Dallas just being a little bit of a bitch with far too many glitch effects and like 4 angles very close to his face. I promise not to call them out. I'm trying, trust me. It just happens so often. The door swings open and for a moment I did panic. However, our boy Andy has done it. He has taken down the hulking brute. He is some fucking man. Like, where was this Andy all movie? In the last like 10 minutes, you have really stepped up. Dallas thinks he's found a new way out whilst he was in that cupboard, so the gang set off.
I think I found a way out, but I can't be sure.
We get a new floor transition, and this is the only time that happens in the movie. So like the director's clearly trying new things. He says that they need to get to the ground floor.
I think we have to get to the ground floor.
So Dallas goes up some stairs. Someone else take over now, please. Andy, you have proved yourself. Can you please take the GPS? Because Dallas is so useless. There's more cameras watching, and the map shows 3 GPS dots, just no clipping fucking everywhere. Andy comes to the realisation, though, that because they keep struggling to find exits, the GPS might be fucked. Like, it might be playing against them, maybe leading them the opposite direction.
The unit's designed to distract us, not help us.
This man is brains and brawn. Just throwing it out there. I mean, Dallas being in charge as well is doing no favours. He comes up with a plan, does the opposite. This is not a gang meant to survive. Just to clarify, they are on the ground floor of a 4-storey building. I don't know about you, but seeing all these clips, I was genuinely under the impression that they were near the top of like a 10-storey building. It wouldn't match the outside, of course, but this cannot be 4 floors the way we've seen them going up and down the stairs. Andy decides to follow the security lines back to the operating room, you know, because that must be a clue to something. Even though the movie was supposedly its own independent thing, it is pulling quite a few ideas from Are You Scared? You know, between this following the lines of security, the GPS track, and even how it's showing, it's very similar. So because they've decided to follow the lines of the cameras instead of just exploring the building, the operator is struggling to find them and he is panicking. I have no idea what he's saying in this moment.
With fucking knife!
I genuinely replayed this a few times, can't work it out for the life of me. It's like one of those audio illusions where he could be saying one of 3 things. This is the best I can do.
With fucking knife! With fucking knife! With fucking knife!
Our trio eventually come across a trap door. Now what I can't understand is, if you're watching everything at all angles with cameras that shouldn't exist, would you not also put a camera on the door to your room? You know what I mean? Like, that's the one you'd want to secure the most and then start filtering away from it. But he's just left his own entrance as a fucking blind spot. Anyway, Andy is the leader, Taryn is ready to follow him because she knows he's better than Dallas. Dallas, on the other hand, he's skeptical.
Oh, guys, I'm not sure about this.
They open up the trapdoor, head down the basement, and I think can we all agree now, whether the building is 4 floors, 10 floors, they are now in basement realm. There's no signal down here though, so the GPS stops working, but Andy's big ol' brain does not disappoint.
Good. And that means they can't track us.
You're absolutely killing it right now, Andy. Team DNA all the way. I want that on a t-shirt. The operator is just making sure his latest upload is up to par for his content, but this website, ask anybody to draw YouTube from 2009 in Microsoft Paint. This is what you're going to get. But that buffer speed though, ooh. The operator sits and watches Reese's final video, and I'll be honest, he just looks sad by it. Taryn has total faith in Andy here, and to be honest, I'm on your side.
I know you'd get us out of here, baby.
I never doubted you either, baby. We see the operator looking over the stats of his websites, you know, how many people are on it, the money he's made. I paused it because this is on screen for like half a second. It doesn't add up. People seem to be going mad for the files clearly, but the payments are a little anticlimactic. After we seen the rich boy earlier doing 100,000, do the math just on these 2 numbers here. That's like $15 a person. No wonder the operator's sad. Like, I thought everyone was paying 6 figures minimum each. The crew escape the building, they're back outside in their empty safari. Dallas does a torch flip.
What are we supposed to do now?
Dallas is not amused by the fact they're outside. He actually feels more worried by it. Mate, you're outside. Run in any one direction. You will find safety. Well, kind of. Maybe. Like, where did the bunker go? They've not moved far. It's gone. Oh, no. It's back. There it is. With them being outside, Andy gets worried because although their GPS is working again, so will the trackers. It's that trade-off where they can see where other people are, but now they're also visible. It's a good balance, that kind of risk-reward system this movie's offering. For the briefest of moments, we see Creep burying Reese outside. Big sexy Andy here notices the cameras and they're wireless. So what he does is he gets the laptop out and they can actually track the signal and see what direction the signal is coming from. Look, it sounds like bullshit, but I don't know enough about cameras and signals and technology to challenge it. It doesn't sound right though.
Okay, I'm almost there.
Alright, Dallas.
Hurry up. Alright, the signal's coming from that general direction.
Okay.
The gang just set off to end this thing, and they don't even mention Reese here. Like, she was taken about half an hour ago. She's gone, they don't even remember her. Creep gets his bow at the ready, and fuck me, these animals are loud. Like, we've not seen them, but they are fucking loud. Like, they've slapped that audio on the movie. The gang are sprinting across the safari here. Dallas catches Reese's tracker on the GPS, so that like pauses him for a minute, and he loses the other 2.
Reese. She's alive?
It's good of you to remember that she exists as a person and was in your life up until about half an hour ago. Good on you. You're one of the good ones, Dallas.
Baby cakes?
Andy and Taryn just keep on running though, and Dallas loses them somehow. In a huge open field, and also everyone's tracked and he's holding a GPS. He loses them. I don't know how. I'm so confused by that.
Andrew!
So Dallas does the only thing you would think somebody would do with a GPS where you can see your friends you've lost. He just runs towards the deer. Like, you can see them on it, mate. Look at it. See where they are. Run towards them. Creep is dusting off the tracker, so we know that Reese is done for, and he's probably going to bait them into something. Hulk and Brute is also outside now, so shit's ramping up for the endgame. Like, we're moving towards it fast. Then we cut back to the operator, and he seems to be tracking them on an Etch-a-Sketch. What the fuck is actually going on in this movie at this point? Has the operator just been locked in this room for years and he's losing his fucking mind? Like, he's just rambling to himself before this very dramatic zoom out.
What's up with the animals? Man's sophistication will become complexity.
Really feeling the drama. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling tense. I'm here for Act 3. Andy and Taryn are on the run and Andy just wants to keep on going. You should have probably kept up, Dallas. Although, look at those woodland skills. He might be okay. Those skills aside, it is all for naught because Dallas springs a trap fit for the Roadrunner. The creep's got him.
Relax, boy. Relax. Lay low.
Taryn wants to go back for Dallas, but Andy just has his focus set on ending things and finding this control room.
Dallas is alive. We gotta go back for him.
No, we're headed to the control room.
Andrew, that's your friend. We can't leave him out here.
I don't know if we can trust this thing.
Creep leaves Dallas in his net and his GPS seems to have stopped, I think. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Andy is climbing out and doing that crawl from all gillied up. Creep has got his bow at the ready. Dallas slaps him in the leg and he misses his shot. Now strap yourself in for the fucking high-speed chase of the movie.
I just want to give you something. That's all.
How do you think Dallas gets away from this? Turns out Creep has a weakness. Leaves. Just a pile of leaves to the face. That'll take him down. Like, look at his reaction. He got fucking stun-locked by leaves. Operator is watching all of this unfold, and to be honest, he just looks so indifferent to it. Like, he doesn't look bothered or happy. He's just letting it unfold. Creep is making his last prayers, and Dallas just keeps kneeing him in the face.
The orange surely gets the wicked.
We keep getting the same sound effect and shot for each of these. Andy and Taryn take a break by the world's largest pile of sticks, and the GPS is moving mad at this point. Whether it's glitching out or the movie editing's wrong, you don't know either way. Cut back to Dallas, he is done kneeing him in the face, and he takes one final swing to end Creep. The dynamic duo here, they are closing in on Dallas. They've decided to go back for him. And Dallas, yeah, he's not just double tapping anymore. He is going to fucking town. Like, he's lost his goddamn mind. The operator finally shows some emotion. He is pissed. Andy breaks his GPS, I think. Andy then breaks his GPS, I think. Like, we hear a hit, but then the screen just fades to black and we don't see it.
Fuck this thing.
I think it's broken. I'm not quite sure why you would break your GPS. You've not yet reached your destination, you should probably hold on to it. Especially because fucking Hulk and Brute has caught up.
Go.
You thought doors could stop this man? He is ploughing his way through the twigs and woodland. Like, he's catching up. Round 2 starts playing out between Andy and Hulk and Brute. Hulk and Brute's weakness, he takes him out with a fucking twig. I shit you not. A twig. But people, I do need to ask you, do you think this hulking brute is taken down by a twig? Of course not. He gets a second wind and he takes down our man Andy. Don't get me wrong, it's a sad moment. I was rooting for Andy. I'll raise a glass to you, sir. Midday drinking is not fun. But the effect here is questionable at best. Taryn is next because of course she just doesn't run. Like we see her, she's up, and then she's lying down, and then she's back up again. This all ends with an almighty kick to the hulking brute. I know I said I would stop mentioning the monitors and cameras, but the operator now has split monitors. What is his setup? I need to know. I kind of want it. Taryn does not give a double tap. Like, have you learned nothing from your time with Dallas? That man knows how to double tap. Triple tap and quadruple tap. He's just tapping away. Dallas has gone full hunter mode now though. He has got bow in hand, blood war paint on his face, and these woods are now his home. The operator is struggling to see where they're going, probably because you're using a fucking Etch-a-Sketch, mate, and he mumbles some more.
Watch out for the troll.
Taryn finds a truck, hops in, the keys are somehow fucking there, and the car doesn't start up. It is manky and rusty. I would have been more annoyed if this car started than it doesn't. Dallas comes along. He's found Taryn. We've got the reunion. What does Taryn do?
You gotta tell you. Why did you do that?
Yeah, she kicks off at Dallas, for understandably a few reasons, granted. What does Dallas do on the other hand? He fucking knocks her out with what looks like telekinesis. We can't see him swinging, but she's fucking down. Dallas then just dips and leaves back into his habitat. Like, immediately. We get another camera smashing moment. Again, very similar to Are You Scared? It's weird that this movie has so many similarities for not being a sequel. Taryn just needs a minute by the water. The operator is watching it all, and the green screen on the monitors is just not getting any better, is it? What is her next decision? She decides to just run at the wildlife, and Dallas runs back to the building. His whole journey is kind of skipped over, because now we just see Dallas is now in the room.
Welcome.
And the operator was waiting for him. He is packing.
Don't!
He uses the gun to like intimidate him and stop him at the door, but then immediately sits it back down. Look at Dallas. He looks fucking insane. You've just seen him kill a man. You kind of want to hold on to it for a minute. What do you think the first question the operator asks Dallas is going to be? Genuinely, pause the video, take a guess in the comments. We're going to see if you're right here. I fucking guarantee none of you will be.
Do you know that every animal in the world would kill a kangaroo on sight?
The fuck are you talking about, operator? It's just... he's going insane in this little room. He offers up a lovely cup of tea to him. He also offers to paint him for some reason. He is now just throwing a lot at Dallas to comprehend. He's already on edge. You're now just confusing him. The operator, to be honest, just keeps on talking and then eventually just makes this noise.
Hey, you...
He claims to have given Dallas the gift of knowing the power of murder. How does he do it again, operator?
Stabbing, hitting him, killing him.
Like he just goes off again. Are you okay? I'm getting concerned for you. Thankfully and eventually Dallas pipes up and just cuts him off. Like somebody fucking had to.
I am nothing like you!
Oh, but you are.
The operator is so hyped for his website. Like really hyped for it.
This is one of the biggest underground websites in the world.
It's kind of sweet in a way.
You understand? It's bigger than porn.
Okay, slow down for a minute, operator. I was with you till now. I don't think anything online is bigger than that. Let's be real. But you've got to have goals, I suppose. So, you know, aim for the stars, you'll hit the mountains. That sort of thing. Dallas sneaks a blade and he's coming at him from behind, but something catches his eye. What could be more important than this moment? I have no idea, but he just veers off. Tony fires off a desk pop directly behind him and we cut away so we don't know the outcome. Cut back to Taryn. She's just enjoying the giraffes as she gets back to her car, probably because it's the first time she's seen an animal in this entire safari. She has a breakdown, the elk looks a little bit indifferent, and then she's gone. We cut back to Stephen from the very start of the movie, the man that woke up Dallas with Skype. We see that he now has a challenge for Ultimate Doom. I'm not sure if he clicks it. Like, he hovers over it, but there's no click sound to let you know if he's actually done it or not. His look implies he did, but it's very vague. Dallas takes the hot seat and then we get one very last glitch effect before moving on to credits. At least the final credits are a little bit better, do you know what I mean? Now that was Are You Scared 2? What did you make of it? Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be? No one went into this with good expectations, let's be honest. But I've seen in the comments, especially with Are You Scared 1, a lot of people remembered seeing the movie like 10 years ago. It kind of came back to them in waves. So have you seen this movie years ago? And do you remember any of it as well? I'm genuinely curious, because it is these kind of weird movies that just stick with you. and you can't remember the name, so you go on massively long hunts online trying to find it. I had a lot of fun making this video. Sitting down watching the movie was probably as fun as you imagine, especially I had to watch it like 2 or 3 times. It was very much a pain to try and find this movie online, get the footage for it, just so I could make this video. So look, see if you've enjoyed this. All I ask is that you like it, comment on it, share it with a friend. If you want to subscribe for more, I would really appreciate it. Don't feel pressured though. I mentioned a few moments throughout this video, but with it not being written as a sequel, it is weird how much it was almost like a sequel. I don't know what the fuck Lionsgate are up to though. They've made their Saw clone, they seen this and they had no part in it, and then decided to buy it for themselves. That's the story I've seen online. I could be wrong. Thank you all so much for watching. It means a lot to me. Honestly, the reaction to the first video on this, it was incredible to see. Like, even now, I'm still seeing the reaction coming in. A little bit of a sentimental moment here. It's fucking awesome. It warms my heart. It really does. That video had a bit of a rough time getting started. You know, it went up and then there was false claims, so it got blocked. And eventually it came back in. So that's why more than anything, seeing that boost on that video just means the world to me. So all I ask is if you have sat down and watched this, hoping I don't go through the same thing again with blocks and copyright claims and everything else, share it with somebody, like it, do whatever you can to push this out to more people. I really would appreciate that. With everything now wrapped up and done, and I'm going to go finish this off and just question my life choices. Till next time. No, it's still as bad as it was.